How to find the chief financial officer of your bank or agency, that corporation that you're dealing with. Very, very, very key. The officers have public accountability. So that's why we do our processes most of the time with the chief executive officer or the chief financial officer. Now, if we're doing some sort of debt set-off settlement and closure procedure, then we're going to be doing it. It's advised to do it with the chief financial officer because he's the person who will understand this stuff. He's the person who's responsible to take care of any A4Vs or accounting and adjustments with his company. And virtually nobody else in the company, maybe the chief executive officer or the president, but almost nobody else in the company is going to know how to deal with your A4V. And that's another reason why we would need to find out the chief financial officer before we even start. So go to Google Finance, google.com/finance, and you may want to type in the name of the bank or company. Bank of America Corp. Alright, so on the right side, the right-hand side, you scroll down, make sure it's, okay, Bank of America Corp, okay? And you will see their corporate address where the CEO and the CFO reside. Then you will see executives. See that? Executives. Check that out. And voila. Brian Moynihan, Chief Executive Officer. So let's just type in financial. Okay, brings us all the way down. Bruce R. Thompson, Chief Financial Officer, Bank of America Corporation. And that's how you find out who the Chief Financial Officer is. It's right on Bank of America's website. Sometimes you can go to Yahoo Finance as well, and you can look up these, corporate history profile. There's certain other ways that you can find this. It's good to double confirm it and make sure you see it on like a Google Finance or Yahoo Finance, and you see it on their website. You want to make sure that when you're mailing to the Chief Financial Officer your paperwork, that you're doing something along the lines of, what I'm about to do here for you. You want to address this to Bruce Thompson in his private capacity. So you want to marked private, and if it's to a court, see if you found the Chief Financial Officer of the court house, you're going to write not for public filing. You're going to find out the Chief Financial Officer of the court. Private, not for public filing. This we're just sending to the bank, so they don't, we wouldn't need that. And then you're going to write doing business as Chief Financial Officer. And then you're going to write, remember, you're not going to write to the Chief Financial Officer at the accounts receivable department or the whatever department your bill or your credit card bill or where you mail your payments to. It's not the correct address. You want to collect this corporate address. You may want to even call them and confirm that this is their corporate address. But Google Finance and Yahoo Finance, they have their stuff wrapped pretty tight. So Let's synchronize everything here. Whoa. All right. Here's an example of how we would address it. Okay. Attention, Bruce Thompson. And then you're going to mark the envelope private in red. Just write on it with a red marker or red pen, private. You can keep this, you don't need to, mark this red. DBA, Chief Financial Officer. Listen, guys, I know we abbreviate, we say the CFO. Don't write CFO. CFO doesn't mean anything. It's just your abbreviation. Write out the word Chief Financial Officer, okay? Then there's no confusion. There's no, well, we don't know what a CFO is. What, okay? Attention, Bruce Thompson, or, marked private, DBA, Chief Financial Officer, care of Bank of America Corporate Center, 100 North Tyrant Street, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28255. All right, so that's how you find out the Chief Financial Officer, and this is how you find the address that you're going to do your administrative procedure with. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos, and contact us if you need any assistance with your processes or coaching, or if you have a suggestion or a recommendation on what to do a video about. Thanks for watching. Make sure to share our videos on Facebook and Twitter, and to join our announcement list. You'll see on our website. Okay, we have a announcement list right on the right side here. We've got, you can hire us for telephone coaching, $25 for half an hour or $50 for a full hour. And you can listen to a sample of our coaching right here. And these are some mandatory audios that you're going to want to watch or download. Click the download button to put them onto your MP3 player. And actually, just want to let you guys know, we added to our services offered section. Did we add this? We didn't add this. We're going to. But by the time this video goes up, you can actually purchase an MP3 player that's yours to keep with earbuds, and it already has, it's loaded up with as many, here it is, as many MP3s that you're going to need to learn this stuff as possible. So the MP3 player is going to be filled up with commercial law audios. They're all publicly available online, but I gathered them up and I put them onto an MP3 player, and I will mail it to you, and you can keep your MP3 player for a donation of $150. So if you're technologically impaired, or if you want to get this for someone who doesn't have a computer and doesn't have an iPod, and may have to go to the library to go to a website, listen, guys, you want to make yourself a walking university. Basically, when I'm walking around, doing errands, or I'm driving around doing errands in my town, going, if you're doing your laundry, if you're cooking dinner, if you're preparing lunch, if you're waiting for clothes to get out of the dryer, waiting at the bank, driving to the, to work or somewhere else, or driving to the beach, carry around an MP3 player with this, with these recordings from these workshops, and your learning will go, dramatically quicker. Okay? Make flashcards, write down any, key points when you're listening to these audios, write down any key points that you learn in these videos, and pretend you're cramming for a final exam, or you're studying for an MCAT or an LCAT, and just anyways, the MP3 thing is easy to do because you don't need to set time aside to sit in front of a computer and watch videos. You can learn while you're doing other things and that don't need your 100% focus and attention. So if you don't have an iPod or an MP3 player, we're now selling them for a $150 donation. We'll mail it to you and everything, and you can keep it. It's got earbuds, headset, and everything. And it's got all the major audios that you're going to need to listen to. So thanks for watching. You can click donate at the Buy Now button, and we also have a list of all the other services that we offer on our website, understandcontractlawandyouvin.com, and then just click on the Services Offer tab. Please spread the word. You can share our info on Facebook or Twitter. And thanks for watching.